He wanted to fill a chessboard in Moscow. People started disappearing. Not all at once, not in one place, but something about it didn't feel random. Years passed, cases piled up, and still, no one connected them. Until one detail changed everything. He wasn't counting victims. He was counting squares. A chessboard. 64 spaces. 64 lives. And for years, he kept playing. Right in the middle of the city. It was Moscow. Late 1990s, early 2000s. A city changing fast. Crowded streets, noise, movement. Millions of people moving past each other every single day. And in the south of the city, there was a place almost everyone knew. Bitsevsky Park, one of the largest parks in Moscow. Wide paths, dense forest, long stretches where no one was around. People walked there every day, on their way home, to meet someone, to drink, to pass the time. It didn't feel dangerous. Not the kind of place you would avoid. And that's what made it perfect. Because in a place like that, no one is on guard. No one is expecting anything to happen. You don't look around. You don't question who you meet. You don't think something could go wrong. You just keep moving. At first, it didn't stand out. Just missing persons. One case, then another. Mostly men, often alone, often last seen in or near the park. Some had been drinking, some were just passing through, some were meeting someone they trusted. A man who never came home, another who was last seen on a familiar path, someone who simply vanished. No witnesses, no clear timeline, no reason to connect the cases. Each one looked separate, unrelated, easy to explain away. A city that large, people disappear. That's what everyone thought. And that's how they were treated. Quietly, individually, without urgency. Because nothing about them looked connected. Nothing that suggested someone was behind it. And for a long time, no one questioned it. But over time, something didn't add up. The same place kept appearing, Bitsevsky Park, again and again. People disappearing after walking through it, always alone, always unnoticed. No witnesses, no clear struggle, just absence. The same paths, the same timing, the same quiet afterwards, the same moves, repeating. And slowly, it became harder to ignore. Because this wasn't random. It couldn't be. Too consistent, too controlled. Someone knew exactly what they were doing. Someone who understood the place, understood the timing, understood when no one would be watching. Piece by piece, the pattern was already there, hidden in plain sight, right in front of everyone. And still, no one saw it. It wasn't just a pattern, it was a plan. He wasn't counting days, he wasn't counting cases. He was counting spaces, a chessboard, 64 squares. In his mind, each one had to be filled, one square at a time. Every victim was a move, every disappearance a step forward. Not random, not emotional, structured, deliberate. He didn't just want to kill. He wanted to complete something, to fill the board, to reach the end. In his mind, it made sense. Every move had a place. Every person had a position. Like pieces on a board, moved, one after another. The same system, the same logic, the same game. And once it began, it didn't stop. Because now, it wasn't just violence. It was a game. And he was the one playing it. He didn't rush. He didn't force anything. He waited. He knew the park. He knew the paths. He knew where people slowed down, where they stopped, where they were alone. He chose carefully. Not groups, not crowds, individuals, mostly men, often drinking, often distracted, often trusting. He approached them like anyone else, calm, ordinary, friendly. Sometimes he offered alcohol, sometimes just conversation, something simple, something that didn't feel dangerous. And that was enough. Because nothing about him felt wrong, nothing that would make someone leave. He led them off the main paths, deeper into the park, away from people, away from noise. Places no one was watching, places no one would notice. And by the time anything felt off, it was already too late. Everything was controlled, planned, repeated, the same approach, the same setting, the same ending, again and again and again. To everyone else, he was just a man. Nothing unusual, nothing memorable. He lived in Moscow, with his mother, a small apartment, a quiet routine. No status, no power, no reason to stand out. He worked temporary jobs. Nothing stable, nothing important. He spent time in the same park, drinking, talking, meeting strangers. The same place where people disappeared. But to others, he was just another face. Someone you pass by without thinking. Someone you forget seconds later. He didn't hide. He didn't need to. He blended in, perfectly. Speaking normally, acting normally, living in plain sight. 2 lives. One that everyone could see, and one no one even imagined. It didn't stop. Not after the first, not after the second. It continued through the late 1990s and into the 2000s, month after month, year after year. The same place, the same method, the same pattern. People disappeared, and life went on. No alarms, no connection, no urgency. Each case filed away on its own, separate, unrelated, forgotten. And that gave him time. Time to repeat it, time to continue. The number kept growing, dozens of victims, square by square, move by move, quietly, without attention, without resistance, until it became something much larger than anyone realized. Because by then, it wasn't just disappearances, it was years of killing. For a long time, nothing changed. No mistakes, no witnesses, no clear leads. Everything followed the same pattern, the same place, the same outcome, until something finally broke it. Not a major error, not something obvious, just a detail, something small that didn't fit, a connection that shouldn't have been there, a moment that didn't go as planned. For the first time, someone looked closer, not just at one case, but at all of them. And then, it started to make sense. The same park, the same paths, the same disappearances. Bitsevsky Park, again and again. And once that connection was made, it couldn't be ignored. The pattern was no longer hidden. It was visible, traceable, real. And for the first time, it led to one person. He had a name, Alexander Pichushkin. And by then, he had been killing for years. By 2006, they knew who they were looking for. The pattern was clear. The place, the method, the timing, all pointing to the same person. It led back to Bitsevsky Park, again and again, and then to him, Alexander Pichushkin. They found him in Moscow, living near the same park, not hiding, not running, just living his normal life until that moment when everything stopped. Years of disappearances, dozens of victims, all connected to one place. And when it ended, it didn't feel sudden. It felt inevitable. Because by then, it had already gone on for far too long. The game was over. He wasn't invisible. He wasn't a mystery. He didn't hide in the shadows. He lived in plain sight, in a city full of people, in a place people trusted. Bitsevsky Park. The same paths, the same silence, step by step, move by move. He kept playing, while no one was watching, while no one was connecting the pieces, until the pattern was already complete. Not all 64, but enough. Enough to leave a mark, enough to be remembered. And by the time anyone understood what had been happening, the game had already been played.